gave my whole life to my family, and lost everything along the way. I was only 25 years old when I first left my country to work abroad. I had 2 daughters and a son. Like every father, I had dreams for my children. I didn't want them to struggle the way I had struggled. I wanted them to have a better education, a better life, and opportunities that I never had. So I worked, and I worked hard. I sent my children to high-class international schools and spent almost everything I earned on their education. I didn't spend my money on myself. I didn't live a luxurious life. I believed that if my children were successful, my sacrifices would have been worth it. I also bought properties and registered them in my wife's name because I trusted her completely. When I met my wife in Saudi Arabia, she was working as a housemaid. She came from a poor family, and I believed that together we would build a secure future. I never imagined that one day those same decisions would leave me with almost nothing. My daughters did well in school, but my son struggled. He couldn't complete his examinations, and because I wanted to have another chance, I spent even more of my hard-earned money trying to help him obtain a qualification in the UK. I kept telling myself, he's my son. If I don't help him, who will? I gave him more and more, but instead of becoming grateful, he began demanding more. At one point, he even insisted that we should give him all the money we had earned, even though many of the properties were already registered in my wife's name. Eventually, he went to UK, but after less than 2 years, he came back. I still remember the words he said to me, "Dad, I can't do this. I hate this place. I want to leave. I don't want to come back here again." I had sacrificed so much for him, and suddenly I wondered, was all my sacrifice for nothing? Then my own life began to change. My wife started treating me as though I had no rights to the things I had worked my entire life to build. She acted as if all the money I had earned belonged entirely to her. One day, she told me that if I left the house, I had no right to come back because the properties were in her name. I tried to explain. I said, these properties were bought with the money I earned through years of hard work. But when I sought help, I was confronted with the legal reality. The properties were registered in her name, and because of that, I had very little legal control over what I had spent my life earning. That moment broke something inside me. I stood there thinking about all those years, all the countries I had worked in, all the long days, all the nights I spent away from my children, all the money I sent home, all the things I had sacrificed, and suddenly, it felt as if everything had disappeared in a single moment. I kept asking myself, where did all my years go? Why did I spend my youth so far away from my family? Why didn't I protect my own future? Today, I am 65 years old. My health is no longer what it used to be. I have diabetes and high blood pressure, and I can no longer work the way I did when I was young. But I still do whatever small jobs I can survive. And the hardest part isn't the physical work. The hardest part is coming home to an empty life. I live without the support I once dreamed my family would give me. Sometimes I feel like I become an unwanted person simply because I no longer have money to give. That is a pain that is difficult to explain. I spent my whole life trying to make sure my family would never be poor. But today, I sometimes find myself struggling to ask for something as small as $20 or $30. And even when I ask, I don't know whether someone will help me. Sometimes I am afraid. I wonder, will I still have a place to live tomorrow? Will someone ask me to leave? After everything I've done, where do I belong? These are questions I never thought I would ask at 65. Looking back, I realized that I made a serious mistake. I trusted too much. I put the house in my wife's name. I put the land in my wife's name. I spent almost everything I earned on my children. I thought I was protecting my family, but I forgot to protect myself. And that is the lesson I want to share with anyone watching this. If you are working abroad and sacrificing everything for your family, please don't make the same mistake I made. Love your family. Support your children. Give them a good education. Help them build their future. But please, don't destroy your own future while building theirs. Save something for yourself. Protect your health. Understand your legal rights. Think carefully before putting everything you own in someone else's name, because life can change. People can change. Relationships can change. And when you are old and no longer able to earn, you may discover that the money you spent your entire life earning cannot buy back your health, your youth, your dignity, or your time. I don't say these things because I hate my family. I say them because I love them too much. I gave them everything I had, and perhaps I gave too much of myself. Today, I don't want sympathy. I only want my story to help someone else. If even one father or mother watches this and decides to protect their future, then perhaps my suffering will have some meaning. So please remember this. Take care of your family. Love your children. Help the people you love. But don't forget one very important person. You. Your life matters too. Your health matters. Your dignity matters. And your future matters. I spent my youth working abroad. I spent my strength building a future for others. Now, at 65, I am trying to rebuild a future for myself. I only wish I had understood this lesson 40 years ago. Don't wait until you have nothing left to realize that you were worth protecting too.
Money can be earned again, but time cannot. Your health matters, your dignity matters, and your future matters. It has been a beautiful journey. I regret absolutely nothing. I hope you find that same peace.